Good morning, kids! Welcome to another day of our online class. I am Teacher Frell, your teacher in English 2, Week 8, Quarter 2. For today's lessons, we are going to learn about identifying the basic sequence of events and predictions about stories. Objective: identify the basic sequence of events and make relevant predictions about stories. What is sequencing of events? Sequencing events helps you get an idea of order and time. To understand the events in a selection, you should know how to form connections between the past and the present. Let's practice. Let's read the sentences in each set. Number them from 1 to 7 to form a short story. Are you ready? The title of the short story is Going Fishing. Here are the sentences. The boys go to the garden. They throw their fishing rods into the river. They go to the river to fish. They place the worms at the end of their fishing rods. Then they get their fishing rods. They look for worms there. They put the worms in an empty can. Now, let's arrange or sequence the events to form a short story. First, let's find the sentence that tells what happened first. The first thing happened is, the boys go to the garden. The second thing happened is, they look for worms there. After they look for worms there, the third thing happened is, they put the worms in an empty can. Then after they put the worms in an empty can, the fourth thing happened is, they go to the river to fish. Then after they go to the river to fish, the fifth thing happened is, then they get their fishing rods. Then, after they get their fishing rods, the sixth thing happened is, they place the worms at the end of their fishing rods. And the last thing happened is, they throw their fishing rods into the river. Wow, we made it! We form a short story. Let's read them once more. First, the boys go to the garden. Second, they look for worms there. Third, they put the worms in an empty can. Fourth, they go to the river to fish. Fifth, then they get their fishing rods. Sixth, they place the worms at the end of their fishing rods. And seventh, they throw their fishing rods into the river. Let's sequence another story. Going to the market. Here are the sentences. At the market, she goes from stall to stall. Mother gets her market basket. Mother goes home happy. She gets her market list too. She looks for fish, meat, and vegetables to buy. Soon, her basket is full. Now, let's arrange or sequence the events to form a short story. First, let's find the sentence that tells what happened first. So the first thing happened is, Mother gets her market basket. After Mother gets her market basket, the second thing happened is, she gets her market list too. Then after she gets her market list too, the third thing happened is, at the market, she goes from stall to stall. And then, after she goes from stall to stall, the fourth thing happened is, she looks for fish, meat, and vegetables to buy. And then after that, the fifth thing happened is, soon her basket is full. And the last thing happened is, mother goes home happy. Wow, we form a short story again. Let's read them once more. Going to the market. First, mother gets her market basket. Second, she gets her market list too. Third, at the market, she goes from stall to stall. Fourth, she looks for fish, meat, and vegetables to buy. Fifth, soon her basket is full. And sixth, mother goes home happy. Let's sequence more short story. Cooking with father. Here are the sentences. Father washes the fish. He cuts the fish into pieces. He fries the pieces of fish. He washes the pieces of fish. He puts salt on the pieces of fish. He puts the cooked pieces of fish in a platter. Now let's arrange or sequence the events to form a short story. First, let's find the sentence that tells what happened first. So the first thing happened in this short story is, father washes the fish. And then the second thing happened is, he cuts the fish into pieces. And then the third thing happened is, he washes the pieces of fish. And then the fourth thing happened is, he puts salt on the pieces of fish. And then the fifth thing happened is, he fries the pieces of fish. And then the sixth thing happened is, he puts the cooked pieces of fish in a platter. Now let's read them once more. First, father washes the fish. Second, he cuts the fish into pieces. Third, he washes the pieces of fish. Fourth, he puts salt on the pieces of fish. Fifth, he fries the pieces of fish. And sixth, he puts the cooked pieces of fish in a platter. Let's sequence another story. Mother bird builds a nest. Here are the sentences. She puts them together to make a nest. When the nest is ready, she stays in it. Mother bird is gathering sticks and dry leaves. She brings them to a branch of a tree. After a few days, there are eggs in the nest. After many more days, there are young birds in the nest. Now, let's arrange or sequence the events to form a short story. First, let's find the sentence that tells what happened first. So, the first thing happened in this story is, mother bird is gathering sticks and dry leaves. Then the second thing happened is, she brings them to a branch of a tree. Then the third thing happened is, she puts them together to make a nest. Then the fourth thing happened is, when the nest is ready, she stays in it. Then the fifth thing happened is, after a few days, there are eggs in the nest. And then the sixth thing happened is, after many more days, there are young birds in the nest. Now, let's read them once more. First, mother bird is gathering sticks and dry leaves. Second, she brings them to a branch of a tree. Third, she puts them together to make a nest. Fourth, when the nest is ready, she stays in it. Fifth, after a few days, there are eggs in the nest. Sixth, after many more days, there are young birds in the nest. Now, read this selection. Tell whether father's story is sad or funny. A typhoon was coming. Classes were suspended. Work in the offices was suspended too. The children were at home. Father and mother were at home too. Nobody could go out. The weather was bad. The streets were flooded. Father said, "Come, Matt. Call your sisters. Sit beside me and I will tell you a story." Father and his children went to the living room. Father sat on the sofa. The children sat on the floor to listen to his story. Father said, "A donkey is like a horse, but it is smaller than a horse. It has long ears. Donkeys can carry load on its back. My story is the father, the son, and the donkey." Once upon a time, a father and his son were walking to town. They had a donkey with them. Around the neck of the donkey was a rope. The people they met on the way laughed at them. "Look how foolish these men are," they said. "What is the donkey for? Why aren't they riding on the donkey?" So the father put his son on the donkey. They had not gone farther when they met another group of people who exclaimed, "How shameful! The son is riding on the donkey while the old man is on foot." This time, the son got off the donkey's back and let his father ride on it. After walking for some time, they met a group of children who said, "Look at the strong man. He is the one riding the donkey. See the little boy. He should be the one riding on the donkey. What a shame." Upon hearing those words, the man said, "Son, you better get on the donkey. Both of us should ride on it." So, both the man and his son rode on the donkey. As they were passing by a house, a woman saw them and exclaimed, "How bad can some people be? For how long can the donkey walk? The load on its back is heavy." Upon hearing these words, the man and his son got off the donkey's back and looked for a bamboo pole. When they saw a bamboo pole, they tied the donkey's legs to it. The father got one end of the pole. The son got the other end. They carried the donkey this way until they reaches a river. They waded through the river, but as they were crossing, the donkey shook itself hard. The bamboo pole fell, and the donkey couldn't get itself free from it. After a long struggle, it drowned. "Oh," said Tina, "did the donkey die?" "Of course," answered Belle. "It couldn't swim. It was tied to a bamboo pole," added Matt. "That's sad," Tina remarked. "But the story is also funny," said Belle. "Father and son couldn't decide what to do," added Belle. "Time for snacks, children," called Mother as she got into the living room. "After our snacks, I will tell you another story," said Father. "Yippee!" cheered the children. Now let's have our activity. The story, the father, the son, and the donkey can be divided into 5 parts. Number these events as they happen in each part. Write your answer in your notebook. Part 1. Part 2. Part 3. Part 4. Part 5. So that is the end of our lesson. So kids, what did we learn today? Correct! We've learned about sequencing events to form a story. Kids, I hope you've learned a lot on this lesson. See you on my next lesson. Bye-bye!